Well, if you found us, you probably were looking for us potentially. Maybe you typed in healing or energy or sound or something like that, or maybe you just stumbled upon us. Welcome. Appreciate you being here. I visualize what it must be like for her when she runs into somebody and they say, "Hey, what do you do? What do you do, Barb?" Yeah. And she says, "Oh, I'm a sound healer." I wonder what she says. How do you describe that? She's with us today. She helps so many people feel better, get clarity, move their life forward. She's Barb Sounds, and she's back. Hey, Barb, how are you?
I'm good, good. How are you?
I'm good. I want to know when you run
Excellent.
into somebody, maybe
When I run into somebody.
somebody I went to high
Yes.
school with, and they're like, "What are you up to these days?" "Oh, I'm a sound healer." And they say, "What? What do you say to them? How do you explain that?"
Yeah, actually they don't usually say anything. They just kind of stare at me when
Well,
after
then there's
they
that.
say, "What do you do?" I don't say myself. I say actually I do sound healing. So
Okay.
when they first say like, "What do you do?" I say I do sound healing and I play gongs and singing bowls and crystal bowls. Lots of people know crystal bowls more than the other ones.
Hmm.
Just because the younger ones are much more into playing the crystal bowls than
Yeah.
all the other instruments. So then they have this little kind of inkling, you know, of like, oh, I kind of might know what that is. Anyway, and I just so then I just say like, because the it's healing with frequency, and our bodies vibrate, and so the sounds of my instruments, can
Mm.
help your body to heal, and your mind and everything else.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then they
It's
and then they'll either kind of go, "Oh, that's cool," and then ask me more questions, or they'll go, they'll have that, "Oh, that's nice" look, which is fine. I don't have time to play for everybody in the world, so it's I don't mind.
you know what? It's also, you don't know until you know. So until you
Yeah.
experience all this stuff, and I was connected to metaphysical marketing, call it that, uh, a decade ago, decade and a half, maybe 2 decades in some capacity. So I had respect for the work, but didn't dig deeper until I needed to, and then found that it heals and works and makes you feel better. And I vividly remember 2 years ago when I first heard a sound bowl hit at a meditation. I'll never forget it. I could draw the room with a pen and a piece of paper where I was sitting, where they hit it, approximate time, what I felt, because it was so powerful, like a hurricane, like just like unbelievable, just went right through me. I'm like, oh wow, that's what that is. That felt good, and that was just
Yeah.
one. That was just to start the meditation, just a, like, whoa.
Yeah, it slows you right down. The other thing I really love about sound healing or healing with sounds is that the frequencies and the sounds will go to wherever in your body, and including your thoughts and your mind, your feelings.
Hmm.
But it will go wherever it's needed, like wherever you need it to. So it helps if you make an intention, because that helps to focus it, on somewhere that you want to. But I mean, you don't have to. The other, and I like that it heals, like not just your physical body, but it heals, like it raises the vibration of your thoughts and your feelings. So, if you're depressed, or if you have anxiety, or you know all
Mm.
those kinds of things, and it's having an effect not just on your body but on your mind, and your thoughts and your feelings, even your soul. Sometimes people need to kind of work with that, and playing my instruments can do all of that at the same time. So it's not like,
Mm.
and like I think in what they call traditional medicine now in the West, which isn't really traditional, but like Western medicine, there's always, there's specific pills and specific, for specific things and specific diseases and specific parts of your body. And a lot of times that, I mean, they're just learning now to take into consideration your thoughts and your feelings, your spiritual practices, all that kind of thing. Right.
Mm.
But, they give you one pill. Oh, your shoulder hurts. We'll give you this pill. Oh, you're having trouble breathing. Oh, I'll give you that pill. Oh, you've got a sore knee. Oh, I'll give you another thing. Right.
Mm.
And sound healing is just like you lie back. It's comfortable. There's no side effects. That's another really good thing is there's no side effect.
It's so obvious to me that I don't even think that, but to others, maybe they might not know. Yeah, there's no side effects. I will
Mm.
say this, and tell me if this applies. When you have other energy healing modalities, call it Reiki or something, sometimes you can feel a little tired the next day. I've experienced that. Others have told me that. Um, have you heard that with sound healing, or is that even a possibility?
Not really. No, actually, people, my clients describe it in different ways, but I had a client once who said they slept really well. Like most people say that they sleep like a log, right? They sleep very well, at least the first night, sometimes for a couple of days after. But they said that they slept really well the night after. I did a session for them, and when they woke up in the morning, they felt relaxed and energized at the same time.
Hmm.
And I thought that was a beautiful way to express how you actually feel, after a sound bath. Like you feel relaxed, but you also feel energized.
Kind of the same with a bath.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's why they
Wow.
call them sound baths, because that's the closest. Although to me, I would probably more say sound shower because, the
Hmm.
sounds just kind of come
Well,
down.
either way, the
Yeah.
sound engulfs you, envelopes you. I don't know if you could say that about energy healing because I think the energy goes in where this is all over. Maybe the energy, like Reiki and things like that. Maybe it's like that too. Well, but I just have a different picture of sound.
Well, part of it is the intention, and part of it is how the modality has been taught and been focused, right? I mean, I'm a Reiki master, and it's, you are specifically targeting certain parts of the bodies. You're working with the energy meridians and that kind of thing. And so there's very specific things that you can do. And, I had a client one time, when I was doing like live sessions, and I did a sound session for him, and then he wanted me to do some Reiki on his knee. So I said, sure. Now he said that my Reiki treatment on his knee after the sound bath was much more powerful, like much more effective than just Reiki by itself. So that was interesting.
Why do you think that is?
Well, I think probably because he was more relaxed.
Hmm.
And there was some relaxation that happened in his whole body. Right. And so, I mean, sometimes when you're feeling pain in an area, it's, you're also then getting all tensed up and stressed in the rest of your body. Right. And so when that relaxes, when you relax your entire body, including his knee had been like super relaxed physically for half an hour. Right.
If let's say somebody has some pain, whatever
Mm-hmm.
it might be. I have like little tiny shoulder pain. Never had physical therapy in my life. I think it's a rotator cuff issue. Maybe playing tennis.
Yeah.
Minor. That's minor. Only hurts every certain way. Um, let's say you do a sound bath, and yet you set the intention, and we're going to tell everybody what the intention is for this particular one in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
But if the intention is one thing, can you feel relief for something anyway?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, people, I like to encourage people to do, um, an intention just because it helps actually just because it helps the person be aware that they're receiving healing energy,
Hmm.
right? And whether or not they think that they're receiving it for physical pain or for a mental, health issue or whatever, or fatigue or, all those kinds of things. Um, Lots of times afterwards, people are surprised because they will have felt, the effect of that intention, right?
Hmm.
So that will have gotten a little bit better, but then they'll go, oh, and by the way, I don't have any more back pain, right? Or, oh, by the way, my foot feels a lot better. And then they kind of are a little bit confused because I think people take it like really literally. To make an intention doesn't mean that you're closing off your whole body and your whole being and in your energy bodies to healing anywhere else in your body. It just means that your knees hurting like heck and you want that to you know kind of go down, and you don't realize that at the same time, because the frequencies, the frequencies, like when I'm doing Reiki on somebody's knee, I'm holding my hands over their knee or in positions around their knee, and then I'm channeling healing energy down through my crown and out through my hands to the knee. So it's more specific, as the same as Western medicine is, in that, oh, your knee hurts, we're going to deal with your knee. But in sound healing, we can deal with the knee, but at the same time, you might have had a shoulder that was a little painful, and that goes, or you might have been really tired, and then you're going to feel, you're going to feel energized, or you might have been feeling kind of a bit depressed, and then you kind of feel better after, even though that's not what you asked for. It's because it treats the whole, like your whole being, your whole energetic being.
I have to believe today, and you're going to tell us what the intention is in less than 15 seconds, but I'm leading up to it. I have to believe that if you're experiencing some pain, physical pain somewhere, today's session could actually help you with that in some way, based on what you just said, right? Because our intention today is.
Oh, our intention today, that you were going to say it. Our intention today is I'm going to play for calm and ease.
So I would think
that means calm and ease in your body, but it also means calm and ease in your mind. And they go together. Our bodies and our minds. Well, I mean, most of the time our mind is not paying any attention to our body, but ideally they work together. So
yeah, I was just thinking that, if somebody has some physical pain somewhere, maybe it's also attributed to being tense and that kind of thing. And hearing you play for calm and ease might chill them out a little bit, whereby they might even feel better physically and then mentally and all that.
Yep.
I'm not the professional. You are.
I just have more experience than you do.
Yeah, well, you know what? I guess we all have experience and energy when you think about it. It's what we're mindful of and what we do with it.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. Why don't we how much time we got playtime?
Play.
Yeah, let's do it.
Playtime. We do. Playtime. It sounds like we're gonna have fun.
Yep.
I'm gonna have fun. There we go.
I'm gonna have fun because I don't have to do anything for the next, I don't know, 10 minutes. And it's relaxing.
All right, to get yourself relaxed now, right at the beginning, before I play, just take 3 deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. You can make a little sound or a big ha sound on the out breath. And as you do each out breath, try to let go of first the physical tension in your body, some of it, if you can. Secondly, the thoughts that are swirling around, let go of some of that. And let go of some of the feelings. And doesn't necessarily mean to let go of just the, negative thoughts or negative feelings. It just means let go of everything, because that's what sound healing does. And enjoy.
And she's back.
There we go. I'm back.
So I noticed that there was a little more sound bowl in this one, maybe than I remember with some other that you've done. Why do you, was that intentional or you just do what you do?
When you say sample, are you talking about the singing bowls or the
Yes, thank you.
crucibles?
That's what I meant. The big
The
bowl.
singing bowls.
Yeah.
Yeah. The singing bowls, I've actually switched up the mics and the cables to higher quality. So I'm getting actually a lot more, I kind of rejigged it. So I'm getting a lot more full sound.
Oh, you
The
definitely
singing
are.
bowls.
You definitely are. As soon as you hit it, I was like, whoa. Honestly, here in the studio, I had to lower the volume a tiny bit because it was just like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. It's almost actually louder than the crystal bowls. But the interesting thing is that like the gongs and the bowls and that all keep vibrating once I've stopped playing them. So when I play the singing bowls and I move over to the crystal bowls, the singing bowls are still vibrating and
Yeah.
they're still making sound, but you couldn't really hear it before. And now with the microphones up, I either, if I'm moving to the crystal bowls, I either have to let the two of them merge together,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
And, or I have to actually physically stop, like touch the singing bowls, to dim the sound.
Yeah. It
So,
I think that's all part of the magic of all of this,
yeah.
that the sound continues as you move on to the next one and you move on to the next
Mm-hmm.
one. They call, I guess, the decay of the sound when it's initially hit and then it eventually goes down. But that just adds more richness and fullness to it.
Yeah. The Atlantis gong in particular will vibrate for a long, long time. And I found when I was playing the gongs, especially when I was playing them close up, um, they kind of warm up as you're playing them.
Hmm.
Right. So one time I was doing a sound bath years ago and I was playing the Atlantis gong. And so I'd stopped playing and I actually couldn't hear like a lot of sound anymore from that gong. So I thought it had stopped vibrating. And so I actually had a bit of a cold that day. So I coughed and the gong went like that.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I coughed. Like I was sitting and I mean, and then I had fun for a while because I'd sit in front of the Atlantis gong and I make sounds, right? Like after I'd played it, I'd go ba 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 like that. And it would go like
Well,
that.
you're a
So it was really
vibration too.
fun.
Our voice is a
Yeah.
vibration. So I guess your vibration is interrupting
Mm-hmm.
the other vibration.
Well, they're more sort of having a conversation
And that too.
back and forth. That's how I see it. And you can try doing that if you sit there right in front of them before you've played them. You get a little bit of sound, but not nearly as much.
Well, isn't it called harmonics when one thing
Yeah.
plays, another thing plays, and it creates a totally different sound frequency? Same thing when your touch tone phone, when you hit one button, it's actually using
Yeah.
two different sounds, maybe three, I don't even know, to create the boop, 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 boop. It's not just one individual.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the sounds all blend together. I mean, sounds blend together when you're playing, when you're playing chords on a piano or a guitar, even
Sure.
the sounds blend together and you kind of hear it as one sound and you also hear the other sounds at the same time. But in sound healing, when you're playing my instruments, because they're all harmonic instruments, you actually can't play a single note on them.
Really?
Because
Yeah, I guess
yeah,
how would you?
because no, when you tap them, even the crystal bowls are closest to just a single note, but they still have a gazillion little harmonics all around it.
Hmm.
So
Hopefully
it's fun.
people after that feel calm and ease. Calm and
Mm-hmm.
ease. Definitely
Mm-hmm.
I'm chill. I'm chill. I'm ready.
Well, it
Ready.
was interesting because I was playing with calm and ease myself, and I think
Hmm.
the opposites of calm and ease are when you're hurrying up and you're actually not paying attention to what you're doing. Like when you get all stressed out, when you're
Yeah.
doing something fast and you're not even actually thinking about the thing you're doing, you're thinking about the thing that's you have to do next. Or sometimes I'm trying to do one thing and I get stuck on thinking about the 15 to 20 things that are in my to-do list for the day. And I completely, like my mind almost completely detaches from like what it is I'm doing. and then I try to hurry up faster because I got to get the thing I'm doing done. We all do this, right?
100%. And that's probably why this all works, because it focuses your mind on one thing. Where does anxiety come from? I'm worrying about this. I got to think about that. What about that? I got to worry about the time. They're going to cut us off. So how do
Right.
we find you? And I know that you offer a complimentary sound bath as
I do. Yep.
yeah, just a new
Free 30
experience.
minute.
30
A
minute.
free 30
Wow.
minute sound bath because I think I think people have to, I mean, the 10 minutes are not bad too, but I mean, for somebody to come to a 10-minute sound bath is a little bit short. But for 30 minutes, then they can feel what it really, really feels like to completely have their body and mind relaxed. So you can book that, your free 30-minute sound bath at calendly.com/Barb Sounds. And that's for booking all individual sessions, but there's a specific one that's free if it's your first time.
Nice.
The other thing that you can do is go to my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Barb Sounds. See, I
Yeah.
was trying to hurry up.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was not talking with
Um,
commonese anymore. Tell me what
comedies.
happened.
Yeah.
Anyway, on my YouTube channel, I have like actually all of these podcasts, the video podcasts, and also the short pieces. So if you want to I have a thing called mix and match. So you can go on YouTube and then you can make your own playlist, like with the different 10-minute sound baths for different, because they're for different things. So
Yeah.
depending on the day, you can listen to different ones.
Amazing. Love you. Love everything you do. People need to realize, and that's why we're here, what this can do to make you feel better. And common ease is just one. There's so many different things that you can heal from. Thank you so much for
Mm-hmm.
being with us today, Barb.
No problem.